Many civil services aspirants who have been called for the interview for the civil services selections approach me to ask me as to what should be the nature of the preparations that they should make for appearing at the interview. First and foremost, all the aspirants must realize that the interview is not a test of the knowledge because that has already been tested in the preliminary examinations and in the mains examinations when they have attempted all the papers. At this point of time in the interview, what is important is an assessment of the personality of the student, and also at the same time I always keep telling them that the most important thing in an interview is to assess the personality of the student. It is not so much a test of his knowledge or the depth of his knowledge in any particular subject. It is only how wide ranging are his interests. Is he aware of what is happening around him? Because most important thing is awareness of circumstances surrounding any person, and also at the same time to be truthful, to be correct, and to actually answer to the best of their ability. It is extremely important for the students, while they actually put their best foot forward in the interview, they should be honest, and if they know the answer, they should certainly explain, but they should not go on a long-winded exercise. They should be actually to the point and correctly understand what is important, because it is said listening at the interview is the most important aspect. If you listen carefully, you are able to understand the thrust of the question and therefore prepare and answer correctly what is expected of the student. This is the most important thing any person who appears at an interview has to note. The second important thing for the students to note is that their answers must be short, sweet, and to the point. For that, if they have been attentive in listening to the question and they have understood what is important, it becomes easy for them to reply. Also, at the same time, it is very, very necessary for the students to actually find out what is the best way of answering. In other words, while preparation is very good and helps you, when a question is asked, sometimes if it's a difficult question, it may be better and advisable for the student to listen very carefully for a couple of minutes, also for about 30 seconds, if he can actually roll the question in his mind so that he is able to understand what should be the nature of his reply. And the reply must be very short, sweet, and to the point. If this is done properly, I think he has almost made half the interview, and that is very, very important for anyone. Second thing is his attentiveness is extremely important, and also the way in which he conducts himself, the way he sits on the chair, and whether he is feeling nervous or whether he is sitting at the edge of the chair or is he comfortable sitting and then answering. These are issues which become extremely important. And also, it may be advisable for them to actually appear at a couple of mock interviews to help them prepare, and so that the people who are interviewing him can also advise him and guide him as to how he should actually do. Also, at the same time, he must be truthful. If he knows the answer, he must confidently give the answer. If he does not know, he must say, "Sorry, sir, I do not know." And it won't be treated against the candidate, because the candidate's frankness will be appreciated on the other hand. Also, at the same time, you should not try to talk more than necessary. And if there is one question that is asked, since you have prepared for that, you should not parrot like repeat the entire answer as you have probably mugged it up or by hearted it. That is not expected of a candidate. On the other hand, the candidate is expected to be sober, and he should be in command of himself, and he should be in a position to understand very clearly and therefore express as crisply. It is always said The answers must be lucid, it must be simple, and it must be pleasing to the ear. If these three things are done, I am sure the candidate would be making it through the examination. Thank you very much.
This video is brought to you by AKS IAS.